The autumn of 1888 in London's East End was defined by fear. In the impoverished, overcrowded district of Whitechapel, an unidentified serial killer stripped away any sense of safety, leaving a legacy that created the modern true crime obsession, known only as Jack the Ripper. His identity remains history's greatest vanishing act. The canonical 5 victims. The canonical 5 are the 5 women widely considered by scholars and police to be the definite victims of the unidentified serial killer Jack the Ripper. Marion Polly Nichols, murdered August 31st, 1888. Annie Chapman, murdered September 8th, 1888. Elizabeth Stride, murdered September 30th, 1888. Catherine Kate Eddowes, murdered September 30th, 1888. Mary Jane Kelly, murdered November 9th, 1888. The modus operandi. The killer targeted women in dark, secluded alleys, slitting their throats before performing precise anatomical mutilations. The surgical nature of the wounds led police to suspect the killer had a background as a butcher, hunter, or medical surgeon. Why was he never caught? The failure of London's Metropolitan Police to capture the Ripper came down to a perfect storm of environmental factors and primitive technology. The slum environment, Whitechapel, was a dense labyrinth of unlit alleys, packed lodging houses, and constant smog. A killer, familiar with the shadows, could vanish into a crowd within seconds. No modern forensics. In 1888, police had no access to fingerprinting, DNA profiling, or forensic photography yet. The crime scene's investigation relied strictly on eyewitness testimony and catching someone red-handed. The media circus. The case was a sensation. For the newly booming tabloid press, newspapers received hundreds of hoax letters signed Jack the Ripper, including the famous From Hell letter sent with half a preserved human kidney. Top suspects. Who was the Ripper? Over a century later, the list of suspects spans hundreds of names, but 3 individuals consistently draw the attention of modern investigators and Ripperologists. Montague John Druitt, barrister and schoolmaster. He disappeared right after the final murder and was found drowned in the Thames. Chief investigator Melville McNaughton noted his family suspected him. Aaron Kosminski, Polish barber living in Whitechapel. He harbored a deep hatred of women and had severe psychiatric issues. Contemporary police documents explicitly named him a prime suspect. Francis Tumblety, American charlatan and quack doctor. He was arrested in London in November 1888 for gross indecency and had a known medical collection of human organs. He fled the country right after the murders stopped. Despite endless books, DNA claims on old shells, and amateur sleuthing, the trail has gone cold forever. Jack the Ripper remains a shadow in a top hat, forever bound to the fog of Victorian London.